secret of life is?
No, what?
This. Just one thing.
What's the one thing?
That's what you gotta figure out.
And seriously say, ask this one question, and that's what this video is about. Ask yourself one question. I was thinking through what I've learned in 75 years. And when I reflect back, how things could have changed with just a few changes, you know. There are regrets. You know, a lot of people say, I live my life without regrets. I think it's a bunch of BS. I think that everybody has regrets and things they could have improved on and or improved on them earlier in life and wondered if those improvements could have changed your life drastically. And I came upon that almost a year ago in May/June of 2024. I was morbidly obese. I was using multiple addictions, food addictions, alcohol addictions, drug addictions in a sense. I mean, it's all drugs, alcohol, marijuana, gummies, whatever. And they're all addictions if you can't seriously say, ask this one question. And that's what this video is about. Ask yourself one question. When you reflect back in your life and really analyze it and look at, let's say, even just your addictions, and ask yourself, what of all of those things have improved my life, your lives, your spirituality, your wellness, your health? And when I say your health and making yourself healthy again, I'm talking about soul, mind, and body. So those decisions and practices, you have to ask yourself and cull out all the things that you can say, have these improved my life one iota, or my health, or my spiritual well-being, or my friendships, or the love I've shared, etc. And look at them seriously and just take a sword to them, eliminate them. And it's easier said than done. Like, I gave up alcohol. I consider it fasting to the Lord, you know, giving up things that are just important to me and that I seem to need, like my food addictions and the crap food I used to eat, because in the moment they tasted good, but in the long run, they were terrible for me. And that started on at an early age, you know. City Bakery, getting donuts every Saturday, just loaded with sugar. Cereal, loaded with sugar. Just, you know, candy bar, all of it, you know, but that's a kid. It's hard to take a kid away from sweets, anybody away from sweets and chocolate and everything. But when you seriously take a look at it and say, well, what did that do for my health? Well, it turned me into the fat kid that I was for most of my life, or fat man. And what could have my life been like if I would have just known what I know now as far as eating real food? You know, I've done low carb, carnivore, all of that. But basically, I've come to the conclusion that you eat real food, vegetables from the garden, and then prepare them in a way that reduces the toxins in plants. There are protective mechanisms, like fermentation is one of the biggest things. And eat grass-fed beef or good organic animals, chickens, and eat, you know, fish. And the fish part of this is shocking to me because I live in North Dakota, and I discovered recently that there's two of the biggest fishing lakes, Lake Sakakawea and Devil's Lake in North Dakota, really well known for walleye, and I love walleye. and many other fish. Both are considered lakes of impact by the North Dakota environmental quality and water quality. They both have a form of mercury in them, metamercury or something like that. And that's no good. And if you eat too much of the fish that you catch out of those two lakes, it's not good for you. It's a neurotoxin. So it's everywhere. It seems like the only thing you can do then to make yourself healthy again, make yourself mentally fit again, make yourself spiritually fit, is do the hard things. You can't just go down to Walmart and get your vegetables. You can't just go fishing at a lake that used to be wonderful for fishing, but now is loaded with mercury. So you have to find clean water, clean fish, and grow a garden, and get to know a rancher, an organic rancher, and a farmer that appreciates the soil. And that isn't easy to do. So going after things that are good for you requires some brutal elimination of the things. Alcohol is a toxin. Why use it? It hasn't done anything for me. It's only got me in trouble and hurt relationships, on and on. And the crap food, you know, I was watching a video, Dr. Sean O'Mara, talking about you can use your senses, you can use all your senses to either self-indulge into things that bring you pleasure, or to concentrate your senses on what is good and healthy to do, what is clean and healthy to do. And that road, the right way, isn't easy. Even in the scripture, in Proverbs, it talks about this constantly. To perseverance, endurance, to do the right thing. It's not the easy thing. Linda and I started fermenting everything. She ferments vegetables to get rid of toxins, reduce the carbohydrates. We make our own kefir from raw milk from a local dairyman. And the kefir, a lot of people find it tough at first. I mean, it's a new taste. It's hard to explain. But after a while, you grow accustomed to it. But you can't just set it aside just because you don't like it. And you look at the apple pie with ice cream over here or the kefir over here. So your senses would say self-indulgent in the apple pie with Pride Dairy ice cream, or kefir, which is good to feed your biome. So it's hard decisions. But I'd suggest to anybody out there, any young men out there, take a hard, serious look at what's improving your life. You know, do a pro and cons list of everything from and you might as well call them addictions, whether it's food, drugs, alcohol, anything that is taken out of moderation even, or for some just eliminated. Stress, eliminated. And that's a very hard thing to do because people are looking for the new boat and the new pontoon or the new car or fancy whatever. And you have to make money. So money and making money involves stress and the rest of it. So instead of targeting those short-term self-indulgent things, look down the road to where you'll be in the future. Read scripture, you know, because all of these self-improvement gurus that are making millions of dollars writing books, telling you what to do to improve your life, they're just taking it from scripture. In Proverbs and throughout the Bible, it tells you how to do this. And it talks about how difficult it is to do the right thing, to be righteous. In some of the scripture, it says, whatever's noble, whatever's true, whatever's loving, whatever's kind, think of these things and then do them. But over this way, the easy way, the self-indulgent way, the eat till you're fat way, the eat crap food way, and, you know, cars and fancy everything way is just not any good. It doesn't, in the long run, when you're 75, looking at maybe, who knows what, 10, 20, 30, I doubt it, but 20 years left, you better get your act together and live them well and use your time. In order to do that, you've got to really seriously take a look at what's worth putting your time into, investing your time into. Self-indulgent things, things that are hollow, or things that are harder, but right and good and noble to do. The other thing I was thinking about this morning, on that same vein, is I read a book a long time ago. It was Whatever I Needed to Know in Life I Learned in Kindergarten. And one of the things that came out of that book was that when you were young, someone would ask, can you sing? All the hands go up in the classroom. Can you drive a train? All the hands go up in the classroom. And on and on and on. When you were young, you felt you could do anything. Can you dance like Fred Astaire? Can you do any of this? Sure, sure. And as you grow older, you start saying, well, I'm no good at that, or you can just tear yourself down. And so, well, I would say 10 years ago, I felt I was terrible at writing, and I'm not very good at it. But just because I felt I was no good at it, because my spelling sucks and my grammar, and English I failed, and literature I failed, I started writing a journal. And then that grew into writing some essays and putting them out online. And I do that, but I felt I couldn't do any of that. But I found out that you can do anything through Christ. And that's what I did. They're out there, probably for an audience of one. And that's good enough. I always felt I was no good at music or art, so I took up photography. I didn't know how to do photography, and I was no good at it. But, you know, I grew into loving it, and it gives me time to conquer the other piece, stress. You can go out and just concentrate on the beauty around you that God created and enjoy what his creation did, the beauty of it, the sunrises, the wildlife, and ask it, like this is a series of photographs about abandoned dreams, all these abandoned houses around North Dakota, with the question, there were lives that were lived there and stories to tell, and I'd like to tell them. Beautiful landscapes, lakes, more landscapes, wonderful. Native American dance, I've talked about that before. So I found out, well, if you put your mind to it, because I said the same thing, well, I'm no good at taking pictures. Well, it takes time and investment. It's not easy. Just like eating the right food, making kefir every day isn't easy. Fermenting vegetables and growing them in a garden isn't easy. Taking time in the morning to read scripture when you'd rather have a cup of coffee and sit down with a jelly donut isn't easy, but it's good, it's noble. So this video is just to say, ask yourself this question: what am I doing? The things I do and the things I eat or drink, are they improving my life and making me a better person, improving my character? Or are they taking away my health, mental, physical, spiritual? Are they improving my life, my relationships, the love I give, the love I receive? And if not, it's not easy. It's that road over here. That's the noble, good, wholesome road. And ask yourself that question and take a serious look at it. And many people, it's really hard. Even like giving up carbohydrates and sugar is really, really hard. But you have to remind yourself, do I want to be sitting in a chair, unable to get out or have no balance in my old age? Or would I like to still be able to go out for a hike and go take pictures, or walk around the yard or mow the yard, or even get up and put a ceiling up in an entryway like I'm doing now? So today, the one thing I would offer up in this video, without doing any editing, is remember, don't sell yourself short and say you can't play a guitar, you can't, of which I've taken up, and I'm going to take a long time to get very good at it, but that's okay. Or art, and see that whole creative part. You need to take just a couple hours a day and try something creative, some doodling, drawing, photography, painting, and there's so many things of art. Even construction, building out spaces is art, architecture. Don't sell yourself short, because you can do whatever you put your mind to it, And God says the same thing. Use the wisdom. Do what's noble and true and difficult. The things that are hard are usually the only way to go. So I see now this is 18 minutes, so it's not very short, but I'm going to put it out unedited, just the way it is. And I'm going to do more of these, along with other things, DIY and creative, artful things built out of a gallery, mowing the yard, growing a garden, cutting the wood, our RV and travels. So do what's right. Do what's hard. Cut out anything that isn't improving your spiritual, mental, and physical well-being, and what's good for all the people around you. And it's usually that road less traveled, the hard road. So thanks for listening. If you decide to listen to almost 19 minutes of me yammering on, and I hope this instills something in anyone that might run by it in YouTube, which are very few, and that's okay too. So enjoy life. Have a wholesome life. Do your best to just eliminate all of the easy, destructive, self-indulgent things, and do what's over here on the hard road, and life will be good all the way around. You can do it, just like the little train. All right? Well, goodbye for now. Next one coming up. Adios. Oops. So I'm going to do it. Here. Come on.